Hello guys, Vengeance are here. Another BDO video. Sunday video. Lifeskill stuff. And I've been doing a lot of grinding and a lot of other things, so I think I'm gonna do this video on farming. It may be a little boring, but farming is a big part of BDO. And I've decided that I want to change over 3 of my farms from mushrooms over to actually useful things, because the dream horse that I've been trying to, I got 2 tier 8 coursers that I've been trying to upgrade into a dream horse. They're just not working. So what I'm gonna do is switch 3 of these farms over, and I have 8 or 9 farms as it stands. 9. I have 9 10 plot farms, so I've got 30 other seeds. I'm going to do pepper seeds in one of them, onion seeds in another, and then hot pepper seeds. And I want the normal ones because these go into the recipes that I'm going to be using for Imperial cooking. And then I got a couple of special carrots. I depleted some of my carrots that I had when I was leveling up to elephant, and I still need to go into doing some training. So I'm going to convert 3 of these farms over. Now I don't bother with farming gear. It only gives you XP and movement speed, and I don't need any more farming XP. I'll eventually get up to master or guru just by doing what I'm doing. Now you can power level your farming if you're low. You want to go get whatever farm grid you can use for your CP, but go get something that seeds that are easy to buy, they grow pretty fast. Put them in an area where the saturation and stuff isn't very good, so the plight is more likely to happen. And there's guides on the best places to put them. But if you look at, like, you can see water levels. Mine are in a fairly decent spot. They're not great, but they're in an okay spot. And you can also see temperature info, which mine are kind of in a neutral spot. They're not cold, they're not hot. Like, pretty hot over there in the desert, and mine are kind of just fairly cool. So I don't get a ton of plate where my stuff's located, but what you want, essentially what you want is you want your 1 seed, 1 grid. If you hover over it, says it takes up 1 grid. You want a bunch of whatever seeds take up 1 grid, fill your farm with them, and you want the plight to strike, so you end up having to either prune it or kill pests. Leave your character there. It's going to cost you quite a bit of energy, and it's pretty much all you're going to do for the day, but you just sit there and prune or kill pest as it pops up. Now I have my workers set to do mine because I don't want to have to maintain it, and I was just growing these mushrooms to get the materials for stonetail fodder. But if you're actually actively trying to level farming, you do the pruning and the pest killing yourself, and it gives you a ton of farm XP. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set in this. I'm still going to breed these. I'll just sell the extra seeds off, and then if I need to convert back over to mushrooms in the future, I can. I usually get way more mushrooms than I need. I think, look right there, I ended up getting 4. And with these special ones, they take up 5 grids, so you don't have to have near the thing. The only problem you're going to run into if you're doing like this, your workers are going to run out of energy pretty quick. That's the problem with these low level tier 1 seeds instead of like the special ones or the magical ones like these. 5 grids. Now you can substitute the blue tier. So like there's regular carrot seeds, and then there's high quality ones which are green, and then there's special ones which are blue. And the difference are they just yield more and different grade materials. So if you have low grade ones, you end up getting more for it, but if you have mid ground, which are the green ones, which would be high quality, you get less when you harvest, but they're high quality. So one white equates to, I think it's like 3 green. And then the blue one also equates to quite a bit. I think it's like 5 or 6. And it's been so long since I've used the different ingredients to cook, I can't remember the exact numbers. You'd have to look it up, but that's how it works. Now I don't want to have to substitute the blue or the green in for my, it should be 10 up in the top left. You can see 10 out of 10. I don't want to have to substitute in my recipes the green or the blue for the actual ones, because the recipes call for just the base pepper. And whenever I go to breed these, I'm going to get some high quality and maybe even special ones. I'm probably going to sell the seeds off because they're always in demand, but what I'm looking for is just regular pepper. That way I don't have to do the conversions and worry about losing out on seeds. It's probably more efficient to use the higher ones when you're cooking, but since I'm growing my own anyway, I'm not really losing anything. Alright, so it's going to be the same with these onions. I believe that I was setting up to do, we're going to do 10 here. I kind of just place them down. It doesn't really matter as long as they're not on top of each other. And I'll have to look up the recipes. I'll try and do that here in a second after I get these this last field planted. I'll look it up and try to remember what I was actually growing these for. I did it in the, I'm pretty sure I listed it in the Imperial cooking video that I did. Come on. Oh, right, because they take up 2 grids. That is fine because I didn't want to plant the rest of those, so I'm going to dump those back in there. I forgot that the hot pepper ones take up 2. Which is perfectly fine because I don't need all of those planted. And I'll drop those seeds, and I don't need the special carrots either. I just brought more than enough seeds so that I could cover 3 plots full. Alright, so I'm going to plant these back in the Amanita mushrooms because I still do want stone tail fodder materials for the dream horse. I'm just giving up on the dream horse for now. I think it's failed like 15 or something times, 14 or 15 times on me. So I'm going to take a bit of a break on that. The Crocodile stones get expensive. I think they're, what, 80 mils now, or they may have went down a little bit, but they're pretty damn high. So you're looking at, even if you're only using materials that you've gathered, it's still costing you that much every time. Last time I spent 100 million buying your forest breaths just so that I could finish off and get another attempt in, and it failed anyway. Hey, look at that. We got a mole. This is what makes farming worthwhile, are the moles. Especially during the event, you get all kinds of stuff from them. Alright, we'll plant these last few fields, and then I'll look up the things. I have them written down somewhere. Maybe I can find them in Notepad. This is more of a chill video. Sundays are kind of chill days anyway, and I've been doing so much grinding on that seasonal character that I wanted to take a little bit of a break because I'm probably going to go right back to it after this is done and finish it off. I transferred some of my XP scrolls that I have, 530s and stuff. Put some of the blessed ones, and then this one, the 600% with which I combine those to get. So it should go faster. I think I need like 40-something% to hit 58, and then I'm going to reassess before I grind on that. But Okay, let me look this up real quick. Which document is it? Not that one. Bear with me here. I don't think it was that one either. Okay, so I was going for I have a list of Imperial cooking things I was going for, which that reminds me, after I go through this, I also want to, well, I can touch on it real quick before I go through these recipes. Imperial alchemy as well. I want to level my alchemy. The farming, another thing is you can get a lot of the fruits from the farming too, which is also why farming is important. Alright, so the meals are as follows for Imperial cooking when I was doing the different levels of boxes. Skilled boxes, I was using honey wine. Professional boxes, I was using pickled vegetables or soft bread. Master, I was using meat sandwich, and then for Guru, I had planned out to use the Balanos meal. So let's do this. That's a vegetable. You can buy vegetables. Cheese, you need milk. Soft bread, you need wheat, milk, and eggs, which I have a ton of that crap in storage. Cheese is just milk. Cabbage is just, it's just a vegetable. You can buy it from a vendor, I believe. Which one was I using? I believe I was just having olives replace that. Because I had a thing. Actually, no, I was using paprika for that. That's what I have. I was replacing the cabbage with paprika because I have a massive amount of paprika, and my workers are still gathering it daily, so I have 210,000. And then the olives I also had, but I think I canceled that node. And you can see I made a bunch of pickled vegetables out of most of it, but that was for the lower level boxes. And now that I'm to where I can do the meat sandwiches fairly easily, and I've been gathering a ton of wolf meat as well, just set up for that. Alright, so yeah, see, you can use it says pork, but you can use anything that's in the meat category to substitute. So wolf meat also works, or sheep meat, lamb meat, as long as it's red meat, has the same icon. You should be okay with that. If you look up the video port, you can go to the BD database website, bddatabase.net, and it'll give you a category that it's in. Let's see if I can actually. If my stuff will load. Let's see, video. Substitute port. Oh, this is one of those things where I should have looked it up beforehand. Anyway, I know that the meat is exchangeable. Any red meat is exchangeable because it works in conjunction. So if you go to, say for example, good feed, it also says pork, but I always use lamb or wolf meat to craft it. So some of these recipes are very exchangeable. But that's just one of the things that I use for my crate. Now the other thing is the Balanos meal, which is why I'm doing the farming. Smoked fish steak is, I mean, self-explanatory. Take a fish and a couple of NPC ingredients. Beer is self-explanatory. Stir-fried vegetables. This is where the hot pepper and the onions come in. That's why I'm growing those. Meat croquette. We went over this. All this stuff is their base ingredients. Deep frying oil. You buy from NPC. Cheese, processed milk. Wheat flour, processed wheat. Or you can substitute any flour for that. Egg, or any type of meat, the red meat. Not chicken meat and not fish. So there's that. That's easy to make. So you need the onion and hot peppers for this one. These are all easier to make, and then cheese gratin is where you need the other stuff for, because you gotta have red sauce. Again, you gotta make all this stuff, which buy that. You can buy mineral water to replace that, and I'm pretty sure the base sauce is another thing that you buy. Yeah. And then you need one meat. So to make that, that's fine. Cheese we already went over. Any vegetable you substitute in. Wheat dough, you just got to take the flour and shake it with mineral water. And the other thing comes in here. You're going to need pepper and onion for the grilled sausage. And these are ingredients that are not exchangeable. Onion, pepper, and hot peppers. You can't exchange them for another thing, which is why you got to grow them. And they're always sold out. So you pretty much have to grow your own. So onion, pepper, and hot pepper are the three main things that I am using. That's why I have a bunch of it stockpiled, and also why I'm growing it in my farm. Because the Balanos meal is probably, in my opinion, the easiest to do for the guru cooking boxes and make fairly easy money. But I've done quite a bit of growing. I don't have a huge amount of pepper. Onions, I have a little bit. And then hot peppers, I have probably about the same. I don't see them on here. I don't know where they're at. They're buried in here somewhere. I'm probably just overlooking them. Either that or I used them all. And these are the fruits for some of the other things that I was making for the other Imperial boxes, just to level up my cooking. Let's see, where's my hot peppers at? Pepper, onion. There's some high quality onion which you can substitute in for onion. It just ends up taking less of them. Yeah, where'd the hot peppers go? Maybe I used them all. Or maybe I hadn't grown any in a while and they just got depleted. But I'm still stockpiling, and again, I could probably just do this. No, there they are. I got 10,000 of them. I was just overlooking them. I even highlighted them, I think. But yep, hot pepper, onion, and pepper. And then whenever you breed them, you're gonna get high quality ones, which you can very well substitute in. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna stockpile the pepper, and I'm gonna sell off everything else. And the same for onions, and same for hot peppers. I'm just gonna do the base quality ones. That way I don't have to think too much. I just follow the recipe. But look, they're already 3%. And I have my workers. I do have them set to maintain these. Worker is working, which I need to feed them. Otherwise, they're not going to continue working. I've spent so much time on the season character that I haven't fed the workers in a while. But that is all there is to it. It's pretty simple to get that set up. I went over kind of a farming guide before in some of my tax-free silver stuff to do with the Imperial things, but I didn't actually go through and plant everything. But this is how I usually do it. Pepper crop. And I usually separate them by field, onion crop, and then I'll have a hot pepper, but I mixed and matched these this time. But I usually have one field of each, and that's enough for me to maintain. And then if I need to, I expand out, but mostly I use my other fields, or my other farming grid spaces for these mushrooms, just to feed my stonetail fodder, feed me a ton of stonetail fodder ingredients because of my Dream Horse Tier 9 Awakening addiction. I like to tap those. But we'll see how this turns out, and I'll start stockpiling these again. Maybe I can do some Imperial cooking in the future. But I've been sitting trying to think of what type of a video to do for today, and it just popped into my head. I'll just do a farming video. I've been doing a lot of farming outside of BDO. We've been getting our market plots. I've been getting those all worked down so that we can start in with those. It's kind of a weird spring. We should have already had all the plants in the ground, but we've had nothing but rain, and more rain. And where I'm at, the ground, the dirt is fine on top, but underneath that there's a huge amount of clay, so it holds water in. So it takes like a week to dry out, and you can't work it down if it's not dry. So pretty much stuck waiting on the weather. If it's raining every other day, it just messes the whole schedule up. But I got them worked down, and it's been raining on it. It's supposed to rain all week, and then I got to work it down again after it dries. Hopefully the rain will let off for long enough for me to do that, and then we can get plants in the ground. But looking forward to all of the market truck style vegetables. I like to grow my own food. And then excess I plan on, taking to farmers markets and stuff and spreading around the farm fresh stuff. If everyone would switch to a farm fresh diet and just spend a little time growing their own food, I think people would be a lot healthier. I know that I'm doing it for diet reasons, so I'm switching back over. I grew up on a farm, and then I got to where I was eating a lot of fast food and working a lot. And it's just one of those things where I got to get back to, for health reasons, I got to get back to the just the fresh food and get my body back under my control. But that's neither here nor there. The farming outside of video kind of inspired me to do a little bit of a farming video, and I think that's why I'm drawn to the farming in BDO. It's just because I like to do it outside of game too. So anyway, enough of me rambling. It's been about 24 minutes. So if you made it this far, thanks for watching. Hit like, gotta self-promote, so subscribe, leave me a comment. That's all that fun stuff. And thanks for spending your time with me and watching, and as always, until next time.